Hi Gemini. Time for the new moon reading. New moon in Aquarius, which is all creative, independent energy. New moon is the time of basically nothingness from which to start something fresh. So I'm going to start with Colette Baron Reed's Good Tarot. Nothing specific. I'm just going to let Spirit do what it wants to do and tell you what it needs to tell you. They've all been pre-shuffled, but I like to do, a couple passes on screen to make sure that you know that I'm not doing anything ahead of time. So I'm not pre-selecting cards with any agenda, because I have no agenda. Feel free to hit my subscribe button, like my channel if it's good for you. And if it's not, make some suggestions, please. That would be delightful. This is again for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, etc. This is a deck that doesn't bother doing, it doesn't really acknowledge reversals, so we're not going to bother with that. Let's see, these came out in these directions. Sorry if it's a little dark. I can either get glare or shadow. I'm not quite, haven't quite committed to the good camera setup yet with good lighting and everything. Okay, so like I said, this is Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. Starting out with the Eight of Water. It looks like you're watching something go. It's going away. But, and you might be longing for it, but if you look around you, you have all the abundance you need. You've got your treasure chest right there. I never noticed this before, but there's some sort of an emblem, something here on the back. Because at first I was like, are they turning their back on this ship? No, they're looking at the ship. But there's something here. I had never noticed that before. But you have, you've got the abundance. You've got everything you need right there. So you're maybe longing for something. And I can't tell if that's going away or if it's coming in. But it's going off to the sunset. So you're looking still to greater horizons. Again, you still have everything you need. So whatever you might be longing for. Wow, and this is also about journey. Notice everything's kind of facing the same direction, at least these first two cards. This is trusting the process, I guess. This little creature, this little human is on the giraffe's back, and the giraffe can see really, really well. The giraffe towers over everything and can see far, far, far in the distance. Plus, it's holding a lamp, so the way is illuminated. But this little one is too tired out, too tuckered out, can't see it, exhausted, and so she's just trusting, he or she, can't tell, just trusting that this giraffe is going to carry them where they need to go. I will consult the book in a few minutes. I'm just giving you my quick read on these things. Two of Water. Two is often about making decisions. Sometimes this is the Lover's card and the same, without being the major arcana version of it. There's two and it's water. Water is the sign of emotion. Again, sometimes decisions need to be made. It's also a card of balance because two is equal, right? Seven of Fire. Seven is an active card. Fire is the creative, passion. Yeah, I guess the card of passion, not the emotional kind. It's the kind, you got a fire in the belly, so you're gonna work towards something. And the unicorn is, this magical creature who is I don't know why you're turning the other direction, but there's stars in the background, so it looks like this is going to be successful, whatever this is, and I will look at this again in a minute. 8 of Earth. 8 is usually, 10 is the final piece. 10 is the pinnacle. It's the time when you, I guess, it's completion. The number 10 is completion, so 8 means you're pretty close to it. And Earth is the suit of physical manifestation. So if it's other cards, it would be Pentacles. And then underneath we have 2 of Air. 2 2s here, interesting. And then the Tower. Again, this deck does not do reverse, so some kind of sudden change coming. Tower does not necessarily mean catastrophic. It could mean sudden. I mean, this pandemic came on suddenly for some. I mean, we had warning, but I mean, it sort of did come on suddenly. But it affected, for some it was major catastrophe, and for others it's just an inconvenience. Wear the mask, collect unemployment, get a little bored. It depends. I mean, it's not a good thing globally, but for certain individuals, and some individuals have actually seriously profited from that, but we're not going to address that. I'm just saying Tower doesn't have to be absolute, complete destruction. Before I get into too much more about these cards, I'm going to pull from the Crystal Spirit to kind of get a read on the overall theme. Sorry, I had to make sure I had to push the record button. I had a moment where I wasn't certain. So this is, again, Colette Baron Reid. I use a lot of her cards. I love the artwork. I love the positive overall tone of it, as opposed to the classical Rider-Waite that just seems so ominous and heavy. And sometimes we need that. And most of the time we're just trying to get through with as much good stuff as we can. So that's why I lean towards the good juju of the Colette Baron Reid cards. Asking for a Crystal Spirit to join our Gemini friends here. What? Oh, okay. Typical. Of course, Gemini gets 2 cards. 1 for each half of you, right? The twins. That's perfect. I love it. We have Lapis Lazuli and Bronzite. So, I am going to... where do I want to start with all this? Let me just have a moment here, and I'm going to figure out what the story is, and tie it all together for you. Okay. Yeah, you've got some nice stuff here. I just am trying to get a little, just one more second here. And I may or may not pull clarifiers. So this deck is not one that acknowledges reversals. So here's the thing. We have, okay, it looks like there's some, I don't want to say change, because that's always I think there's an evolution here for you. I think you are on your path. You're going for it. You might feel stalled out, which is why this card is here. This is about a journey of self-discovery. It is also about longing for something else, but it's about the acknowledgement of needing to go deeper. So while you might want to look out there, look inside, realize you have everything that you need at your feet. It is about going deeper. This card is about trusting the journey. And partnership, because there is a partnership here. This kind of trust is really kind of special. You know, it's that old exercise they would have. I don't even know if they still do this, but where you fall back and someone's supposed to catch you. This is that same kind of trust. This is absolute trusting your destiny, your safety, your everything being in somebody else's power or their hands. And so this little person is really trusting. I mean, it's a big weight on the giraffes, not physically because they're a little bitty thing, but big weight for the giraffe to carry forward with all this trust. And they're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it with confidence. They're fine. This is a beautiful partnership. Really beautiful partnership. Also beautiful partnership. I think that one's just reiterating this. So you've got the 2 2s. So there's some kind of, again, partnership keeps coming up. It's the word that keeps coming to me. It might be a mentor. 7 of Fire is saying whatever this is, this longing or need of self-discovery, or another layer of something in yourself that you want to uncover. I feel like that's what this is. This is the card that says, yeah, you can do it. You're going the distance. This card is about movement. And faith, you know, yes, you can do it. 8 of Earth. You're almost to the point of completion with this, right? You're almost there. There's a couple more things you probably need to learn. This is not the card like a page. This is not like a page where there's the innocence and that kind of learning. But there's maybe some kind of study that you need to, or brush up on something, or maybe there's whatever it is that you are wanting to, maybe you need a mentor or a spiritual advisor, because this card indicates that it's about going deep within yourself. Look at all these 2s. Man, you've got partnership everywhere. So maybe there's, and I can't tell if it's love or friendship or a mentorship or something, but there's something and it could just be spirit, but it's a partnership of some sort to help you get to this. You're uncovering. It doesn't feel dramatic either. You might not even realize it's happening. It's uncovering another, I guess it's another layer of you, one that you maybe didn't realize you had, but it's kind of a special one. And, you know, maybe you've never listened to your gut and all of a sudden you started to and go, wow, I'm really intuitive. Maybe it's something like that. Or maybe you've never picked up a paintbrush and discovered you are really talented. Or maybe it's about a different type of creativity that you didn't realize you had, but you're now starting to learn about it. So whatever it is, it's going deep within you on whatever level that is. Okay, so I'm going to read to you about the lapis first. Oh, see, it's about the... Okay, this is spiritual, guys. Spiritual truth, enlightenment, meditation, unity, consciousness, and inner vision. So what you seek is here. This is about the seeking. This is about the trusting the journey. This is unbelievable. These things come out so, it's like they're in cahoots with each other, these cards. So what you seek is here. If you push aside the distractions and fears created by your ego and become silent, tune in and phone home to the conscious universe, the source of all love, strength, and wisdom. The law of non-locality ensures that you can gain whatever you need that is hidden from you when your mind was in a non-ordinary state of thinking and perceiving. You can achieve this through the practice of meditation and prayer. Reconnect with the conscious universe. That's the message of this crystal. You are overdue for renewal of your spiritual alignment. That's maybe what this is about. This is because this is a card about some type of education coming in. Bronzite 13. And this, because the moon is, yeah, it's a new moon. It's in Aquarius. Aquarius is about individuality and creativity. And I don't know about you, but the few Aquarians I know are pretty independent. And they're kind of independent thinkers. I mean, they're independent in their thought and their actions, even if they're in partnerships. They're not the ones who just go along with the flow for no reason. They'll go along with it because they don't want to cause trouble, but they're not going to own it. They're going to still own their own thoughts, and they're independent thinkers, and many creative. Yeah, I know a couple musicians, couple writers, probably the visual arts, but I'm not aware of any at the moment. So the essential meaning of Bronzite is loyalty, trust, steadfastness, self-respect, trusting that the conscious universe has your back. So that talks about these cards, this partnership, the trust, and that the steadfastness is about this one saying, yes, you can go the distance. So it says, now is the time to be sure you trust in the conscious universe and remain true to your authentic self, as Bronzite spirit appears with the message that loyalty must be earned. Be judicious in extending your trust, knowing it's a gift from the conscious universe that must be honored. Respect others by being trustworthy yourself, speaking of them in ways that are honorable. Heal the past by owning your role in it so that you can trust yourself again, having learned the lessons that will strengthen you. So excellent. I'm going to ask, well, let's see what's underneath. 2 of air. That's another 2. So this one's about stalemate. It's considering options. So you're kind of at a standstill here. But you've got these 2. So maybe this is just about pausing, discernment, figuring out. So if you're at a stalemate, it's because you're being asked to move through whatever doubt, moving through your doubt. So, and then I don't know, the sudden change, and maybe this is the reason for all of this. Maybe you've just been through some kind of a sudden change, and now you're sort of at a stalemate. What do I do next? And your life is pretty much like it doesn't seem like anything is really out of whack over here, but there might be some things you need to learn to help you move to this place that you desire. And this is just the desire. It's the journey. But it's the desire for that deeper thing, or it's asking you to go deeper. So trusting the journey, and yeah, I think that particular 2 is simply about maybe figuring it out, because 2s are often about choices to be made. This one is to trust or not to trust. Of course you trust. Sure you trust. He's got a lantern there and you can see over all the trees and all obstacles. There's no reason not to trust that particular card. And then you have that 2 of water, which is looks like a little goldfish and some lilies or something. And that's about a harmonious partnership. Loving and lasting, a heart connection between 2 souls. So this is a deep connection. But that could be with it could be with the same person, but this other 2 is asking you to just figure out, I guess. Take the time, take a moment, because you can deal with the distance, but take the time to decide what it is what this journey is about. Because you can do it. You've got partnership all over the place here. There may be some piece of knowledge that you need to obtain. But I think that comes through these partnerships. So I'm going to ask the Oracle or Spirit of the Animal Oracle, these big, huge cards, for message for you or some final advice. Spirit, what do we have for Gemini? Any final message to them? What is in store? What would Animal Spirit like to tell Gemini? What do you have for the twins today? For this new moon. New moon, such a great opportunity for planting new thoughts, new ideas, seeds of anything new. Whoops, there we go. Oh, I love the frog. The frog's my favorite one. In a way, it comes up for me all the time. It's about decluttering. Here's the frog. It's about prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. That's, again, trusting. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And I say decluttering because in my world, that is what needs to happen to make room for new stuff. This doesn't seem like, you don't seem like you have a lot of stuff that you need to let go of. That's really good. A lot of times with this type of reading, you'll get a major having to heal card along with it. And yours does not say anything about that. It feels like you're in a really good place. You just have to trust, that's a journey in itself. I'm going to ask the Mystic Shaman Oracle for a final blessing or advice or something for you. Mystical Shaman, what do you have to tell my Gemini friends for this new moon? Oops. In Aquarius, please. Thank you, Spirit. What have you got for Gemini for this new moon? Oh, they're kind of holding back today. I don't know. Spirit, what have you got to tell Gemini for this new moon? There we go. Thank you. Oh, the Sorcerer. I'll let you see the card. Gorgeous. Also Colette Baron Reed. I just love her cards. There we go. I'll show that to you again in a second. I'm just going to look this up real quick. Yeah, the Sorcerer. So far we are, yeah, you're on your way to prosperity. Going the distance is good. You might need a little bit of advice or education, or you need to learn something, but I don't feel like it's a huge lesson. I really feel like it's a gentle guidance, and maybe it's a mentorship in here or a partnership of some sort. Yeah, this is getting to your true self, and this is this is the overall lifelong journey, but I think you're going to end up getting I think this is going to be a little bump in that your personal evolution. So the essence of the sorcerer is the source of dark power. The sorcerer represents the destructive aspect of human psyche and the self-centered behavior that harms others. It symbolizes the unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict, and scarcity. The invitation is that when sorcerer enters your circle, you're being called to look at how your beliefs around scarcity and self-centered fear manifest in your world. Examine the destructive part of your psyche that misuses power or harbors feelings of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry, or hatred. Perhaps you've harmed someone because of these dark tendencies. If so, all is not lost. You've only forgotten that all beings are interconnected and the universe is abundant. The sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking. You're given a second chance. Correct your course and practice not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside you. Make peace with it and choose another way. And then the medicine says, have you been feeling out of sorts because you've been faced with your own character flaws and the pain that you inflict on others when you're out of alignment? This could mean even just being snarky or sarcastic when not necessary. Radical self-acceptance is called for now. You must reconcile these darker aspects of your nature so you don't behave irresponsibly and cause more harm to yourself and the ones you love. It's time to come out of denial and accept responsibility for your words and deeds. When you meet the energy of the sorcerer with humility, this destructive power transforms into grace, which you can use in service to the highest good. Perhaps it's time to make amends. Do it. It will set you free from the shadows and let you step into the light. So that's kind of interesting, huh? Makes me wonder if whatever this tower moment back here, if something happened that made you, when maybe you said something that was hurtful to someone and then felt really bad about it and thought, I got to change my ways. And now you're, on the spiritual quest. I think it's not like a huge thing. I think it's just one of those things that people do because we're human beings. And that is the impression that I get with this particular reading. Yeah, this is the steadfastness, the loyalty, universe has your back. And this is about the enlightenment, spiritual truth, and prosperity. So I think you're looking good here, Gemini. Looking very good. Oh, and because you are Gemini, so you do have the both sides, right? This is just your shadow side, saying this is the person that you can be sometimes when you're out of sorts, when you're out of alignment. And sometimes when you're out of alignment and out of sorts, you can say or do things that are hurtful, even if it's just a little one line something, a tone of your voice or something. People are sensitive. Yeah, and this is about letting go of the past, embracing the change. This is about what type of past that is. Yeah, it looks like you're on your spiritual quest. Again, none of this feels like it's huge. It all feels like in your day-to-day stuff, it's going to just be mindful. You can, again, going the distance again, this is all about, it's moving, but I don't feel like this is fast. I think that this is just a shift in the road of your life and how you're going to go about things. I think you're going to just be more, I think that's just asking you to be more mindful and being true to yourself and your spirit, and not necessarily make it all about material stuff, because really only one card here is about material. And this prosperity, not necessarily about physical or material world. It's about everything. It's about prosperity of joy and love and, of course, having enough physical stuff. You want a roof over your head. You want physical comforts. You want enough to eat. You want health. You want friendship. You want All these things are within that card. Good. Nothing bad here for you. Just be mindful, and don't forget to just trust, trust, trust. And I don't know if this is someone you already know, or if they're coming in, but it looks like you might have some kind of partnership. Could be romance, could be a work thing, could be just a new friend, but it could be somebody that is I want to say who's gonna not carry you, but who's going to urge you with like a gentle nudge and remind you that you're safe during this process. And they may teach you things, or they may be a good resource for things. Anyway, it looks like you're well on your way. Thanks for tuning in, Gemini. Go ahead and hit subscribe and like. Helps me to know what's working for you. And have a nice new moon. Interesting new moon. So this is for the next couple of weeks. And I'll see you at the full moon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.